Humans have always feared an alien race that's far more technologically superior. Be it sudden emergence, low-flying UFOs, and discovered UFO bases. This video is all about the most convincing proof yet ever to be documented.
What is that?
Caves are usually known for rare artifacts, but historians in the Pyrenees Mountains discovered something far stranger. They witnessed a massive disc-shaped craft entering one of the openings. It was an odd sight, as caves aren't typically home to such things. Some believed it could be a UFO, and that this location was more than just a natural formation. It might be a hidden facility. If they had ventured deeper, they might have encountered alien beings. If you stumbled upon something like that, would you dare to enter? Strange arrival. In Kuala Krai, townspeople witnessed a sight out of this world. They saw a huge, flat, frisbee-like object flying low above them, almost as if it was about to land. What made it even stranger was the glowing light coming from its underside. It looked like it was meant to pull something up. To many, it clearly looked like a UFO. It hovered for a while, then tilted and stayed in place, right above the town. Soon after, news spread that a few townspeople had gone missing. Rumors began to grow that the UFO had abducted them. The strange event left everyone thinking this might just be the beginning of something much bigger. Otherworldly encounter. While walking on a grassy hillside near the woodlands, a tourist stumbled upon a massive object landed on the ground. As he tried to figure out what it was, he noticed that two strange beings standing nearby appeared to be skinny and seemingly otherworldly. They were unlike anything he had ever seen. Before he could react, one of the beings vanished and the other quickly boarded the craft. They could have been aliens in a UFO at least. That's what they seemed like. In a flash, the craft lifted into the sky and disappeared. The tourist decided to leave quickly, fearing the aliens might have noticed him. Mountain light. Mountains are known for their stunning views, but one visitor captured something far more unusual. While recording the scenery, he spotted a strange object flying above the peaks. As he tried to make sense of what it was, he noticed its bizarre light, something unlike anything he'd seen before. The object drifted farther away as he watched, and a thought crossed his mind. Could it be a UFO? He wasn't sure, but the possibility felt real. The strangest part was that it didn't seem to notice him, and maybe that was a good thing. If it had, he might have vanished without a trace. Historians exploring the ancient rocky cliffs of Ethiopia came across something that made them stop and take a second look. Something was flying there. Not a bird, not a drone, but a slow-moving object gliding through the cliffs. It disappeared behind one of the rocky walls, then reappeared from the other side, still flying low and steady. Many were convinced it was a UFO, and the way it moved through those cliffs made them believe the area could be hiding a secret alien base, still active and hidden from the world. If they had searched longer, they might have uncovered even more. Lakeside Sighting. A tourist stood by the lakeside, enjoying the view, when an unusual thing caught his eye. Saucer-shaped objects began rising from behind the rocky hills, floating upward into the sky. As he watched, unsure of what they were, one thought struck him. They might be UFOs. Yes, you heard it right. He had heard countless stories, but never imagined witnessing one himself. Now that he had, the stories felt real. Uneasy and unsure of what might happen next, he quickly backed away. He didn't want to end up as part of the next abduction tale. Mountain Spaceship. Mountains are peaceful, but they hold secrets for those brave enough to uncover them. One mountaineer, while exploring the peaks, spotted a giant, oddly shaped object hovering silently above. Unlike planes or helicopters, it didn't move, just stayed suspended in place. Moments later, a smaller craft emerged, drifted behind the mountain, and disappeared. Then another followed, doing the same. It didn't feel random. It could have been a mothership sending out smaller UFOs on some mission, or perhaps to access a hidden alien facility behind the mountain. abduction, kept secret from everyone. Snowy departure. This wasn't the only strange encounter. A hiker deep in the snowy woods spotted a skinny being heading toward a saucer-like craft. The being climbed inside, and just as quickly, the staircase vanished. The craft lifted off and disappeared into the sky. It was another UFO sighting, and those beings appeared to be aliens. The mission seemed complete, and they were leaving for outer space. UFO sightings are no longer just about strange crafts. They now include encounters with aliens. The question remains, are we prepared for what comes next? Wing dive. A traveler looked out of the airplane window and got the shock of a lifetime. A gray-colored flying object appeared right next to the plane, its surface gleaming in the sunlight. What made it even more unsettling was that it kept pace with the airplane, as if it were studying it. Then, without warning, the object suddenly dove below the plane. That was enough to confirm it wasn't just any ordinary encounter. It was a UFO. The pilot, clearly shaken, quickly sped up the plane, not wanting to risk being part of an alien encounter. It was a moment that left the traveler wondering if they had narrowly escaped something much stranger. Silent visitor. At a deserted area, an explorer noticed something that made him look twice. He saw a strange craft flying, and another one had landed on the ground. Then, a bizarre, skinny being appeared, moving toward the craft. Suddenly, it went inside, and the craft slowly lifted off into the air, disappearing. Rumors suggested it was a UFO, and that the being was an alien. Some believe the aliens wanted to become dominant, which is why sightings like this were happening more often. Perhaps it was a message. The aliens had already started living on Earth, and humans needed to prepare. Sky portal. A clip uploaded by a mountaineer quickly became the talk of the town. It showed a strange object flying in the sky, unlike any drone or airplane. As it moved slowly, a giant ring-like circle appeared out of nowhere. The craft flew into it, and both vanished in an instant. What just happened? It might have been a UFO, and the ring could have been a portal, sending the craft straight to outer space. The video quickly went viral, sparking widespread curiosity. Now, experts are eagerly waiting for another glimpse of that mysterious portal, hoping to uncover its secrets. Drone discovery. A YouTuber flew his drone over a clearing near the woods when it captured something unbelievable. The drone spotted a huge saucer-like craft flying close to the ground, almost as if it had landed there before and was now slowly lifting into the air. The YouTuber quickly realized it was a UFO, possibly that the woods could be its hidden base. But once it was noticed, it didn't stay and quickly flew off. Luckily, it was just his drone capturing the moment, not him. Otherwise, who knows, the UFO might have taken him along too. Green signal. During a routine traffic stop near Manchester Airport when a local looked up and was shocked by what he saw. A round, disc-shaped object was silently flying across the sky. It didn't resemble any known aircraft and had a strange greenish light glowing from within. To the man, it looked like a UFO he had only heard about. Some believe that kind of light could be a signal, possibly sending a message to outer space about the completion of a mission. Beam abduction. Something shocking is coming your way, so hold on tight. A neighbor spotted a flat-shaped craft with a dome just hovering above a house. He kept watching closely, unsure of what it was. Then, a beam of light reached down from the craft and touched the house. What he saw next left him frozen. A man was floating in that beam, slowly pulled up into the craft. It looked exactly like the kind of UFO people talk about. Some believe these abductions aren't random. They might be picking certain people for reasons we don't yet understand. Cloud portal.
What the is that?
A family was heading home when they noticed a strange sight. Hovering in the clouds was a disc-shaped object. It wasn't flying across the sky, it just stayed there, almost as if it were secretly watching from above. The way it hovered looked like a normal UFO, just much bigger. Yes, you heard that right, and the most curious part? It was partly hidden within the clouds, which led to another thought. What if those clouds weren't just clouds at all, but a portal to outer space?
So cool. What is that?
Underwater base.
What the
A hiker near the Golden Gate Bridge spotted something unusual floating in the water. It wasn't a sea creature, but a strange vessel-like object glowing with a blue light. The water, usually home to marine life, seemed to hold something entirely different. The object moved steadily as if it had a mind of its own. People who witnessed it believed it was a UFO. The bay, they thought, wasn't just water, but could be a hidden portal or underwater base for aliens. Maybe this was where they had started to reside. What if it wasn't just passing through, but watching, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself? Santin Wreckage.
A massive alien ship in the middle of...
A strange incident took place in Santin, South Africa, when locals witnessed something huge on the roadside. It was a massive craft that had crash landed with its parts scattered all around. Experts rushed to the scene and quickly sealed it off for investigation. What followed were heated debates in the media,
I'm here in a crash site in Santin where an alien aircraft has landed.
especially because the wreckage didn't match any known human-made vehicle. It was soon labeled a UFO, yet no alien presence was discovered. Some believe they had vanished before anyone could reach the site, or maybe they were still hiding, watching from somewhere close.
What? Are you kidding? It's an alien spaceship. You know what? I'm not gonna take any chances.
Orb Sighting. A tourist flew his drone over the mountains, hoping to capture beautiful scenery, but instead it recorded something very odd. A gray-colored UFO appeared in the sky. It wasn't moving, just hanging there. As he watched it, he was trying to make sense of what it was. What made it more shocking was a smaller UFO or separated pod was flying into it, and more similar orbs floating nearby. Suddenly, the large object glowed with an intense light and vanished. Seeing them in the mountains felt like they had chosen that exact spot on purpose, isolated, quiet, and far from anyone who might be watching. Jet encounter. A video uploaded online recently went viral, showing unusual flying objects over a desert. A jet right behind them, almost like it was chasing them. These were none other than UFOs, and the jet was likely a military one sent after them. But after that day, no one confirmed if the jet ever returned. Some now think the pilot might have followed those crafts too far into a zone that wasn't meant to be crossed. Maybe those UFOs didn't just leave, they took the jet along with them. Cloaked Mothership. People witnessed some strange sets of lights in the clouds that quickly grabbed the attention of those standing by the roadside. It didn't look like lightning or anything natural. Some said it felt as though there could be a craft inside the clouds glowing with such lights. It looked like a mothership UFO hiding inside the clouds and hovered silently, as if gathering data. It seemed careful not to be seen, watching from above. Unexpected visitor. In a village, a villager stumbled upon something he had never seen before. He spotted a huge, dark-colored object rising from the ground and slowly moving away. What was that? The first thought that crossed his mind, given its strange shape, was that it was possibly a UFO. It seemed like it might have been secretly collecting data on humans all over Earth, from cities to villages. After the sighting, the villagers couldn't shake the feeling that it might return again. They kept a watchful eye on the skies, unsure if the strange visitor would appear once more. Woods Landing. In the mountains, a mountaineer spotted a triangular craft object flying in the sky. He had never seen anything like it before. It was glowing underneath, almost like a rocket engine. As he continued watching, the object began to descend slowly, almost as if it were preparing to land nearby. It seemed to be heading toward the woods. It was likely a UFO, but just then, the video suddenly cut off, leaving what happened next a mystery. Though it remained unknown, it was likely that the object landed just as it appeared to, and the government might now be searching for it. Military transport. A local was heading home when he saw a truck transporting a giant object. This wasn't any normal goods transport you see every day. Its saucer shape suggested that it could be a UFO, and not just any, but this one looked massive. Many believed it was possibly recovered from a crash site and now being moved quietly under military watch. The person who recorded the footage uploaded it online. Soon after, he began receiving threats, warning him to delete the video or face serious consequences. This strongly suggested that the military was hiding something it didn't want the public to know. Bush crash.
Su puta madre.
In Mexico, a person sitting in his car came across a sight that was hard to ignore. Just off the roadside, hidden in the bushes, something strange was lying there. He zoomed in with his camera and saw a white-colored craft. The way it was positioned made it seem like it had crash landed. It didn't look like any regular object. He suspected it could be a UFO, possibly sent on a mission to Earth. But seeing it in that condition made him think the mission hadn't gone as planned and might have failed completely.
Aquí de volada. Como di que bajó.
Failing spy. A clip recently made headlines, and for good reason. It showed a dark object in the sky, but something was off about it. Bizarre smoke was coming out of it, suggesting a possible technical issue. The way it moved made it seem like a collision was close. It resembled a UFO, possibly sent to secretly observe human activity. Later, reports came in that it had crashed somewhere, and authorities were now searching for it. Was it a failed mission, or was it something more mysterious? Only time will tell. Jet chase.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm recording this.
Something shocking is coming your way, so hold on tight. A resident heard strange noises and looked up to the sky, stunned by what he saw. A giant disc-shaped craft was flying, but it wasn't alone. A fighter jet was chasing it. As he tried to make sense of what was happening, he noticed another similar craft and a fighter jet.
Oh my god, that's like an F-35.
This time, the jet was much closer to the object, almost as if it was about to capture it. It turned out these were UFOs, and military jets were trying to catch them. Perhaps the UFOs had uncovered military secrets, and now they were being chased.
5. Oh, it's almost catching up.
Hidden saucer. A classified footage from 1992 went viral online, and for good reason. It showed a massive saucer-shaped craft, unlike anything known to the public. The object seemed like a historical craft, possibly kept in a military base. Many now believe it was a captured UFO, kept secret for decades. If that's true, then UFO sightings aren't some new mystery. They might have been visiting us for much longer than we thought. Only now, the truth is starting to slip through the cracks. Siberian Crash. A leaked clip from Siberia quickly grabbed attention. It showed a deserted area where a giant gray metallic craft lay on the ground with people standing near it. Though the video was unclear, something felt off. Later, the footage revealed the craft being transported in a jeep. Speculation arose that it was a UFO secretly recovered by authorities or experts who didn't want the public to know. Even more mysteriously, the video was soon taken down from the internet, raising more questions about what happened. Signal lights. Something was glowing in the sky, but it wasn't the stars or the moon. A person noticed a gray-colored craft hovering high above, releasing white glowing objects that floated toward the clouds and vanished. They didn't look like regular lights. The movement felt intentional, like signals being sent from above. The person heard of UFO sightings couldn't shake the thought that this might be one. Now, UFO enthusiasts are analyzing the footage, hoping to decode the meaning behind those glowing signals. Maybe they hold a message meant for us, one we've yet to understand. Buried call. A hiker on top of a mountain stumbled upon a huge object hovering silently over the peak. Unlike any known flying craft, something felt off, as if it was there for a purpose, quietly observing from above. The craft was massive, almost like a mothership. Some believed it was a UFO, and it was scanning the mountain, not for minerals, but for ancient signals or structures hidden deep within the rock. Maybe it wasn't just passing by. Perhaps that mountain had been calling it all along. Leaked craft. A worker leaked a video from Area 51, and it quickly made global headlines. The footage showed a massive craft hovering, possibly attached to something. A few people were seen standing near it, likely military personnel. It resembled a UFO, but a much bigger one, according to those who saw it. Many wondered if the military had transported it there, or if they were studying its technology for future use. The truth, however, remained a mystery. Shortly after the video was shared, the worker was fired, and the investigation continued in secrecy. Energy drain. A local came across a sight that made no sense to him. He spotted a white-colored object sitting atop a water tower. Seeing a normal craft like that on a water tower seemed odd, right? But what if it was a UFO? That's exactly what it looked like. After a while, it suddenly flew away. Some believed the UFO was recharging or taking energy from the tower. Others thought it might have been using the tower to gather information or energy, helping it study the area without actually landing. What do you think? Cloud Watcher. Locals were shocked when they saw something hidden among the clouds above a building in the city. No craft could be that big. It was round-shaped and massive. For a moment, they thought they had mistakenly glimpsed something from another world. The sight sparked heated debates, and news outlets reported it as possibly a UFO, a giant one cloaked in the clouds. Some believed it didn't want to be seen, secretly spying on humans from above. It made people wonder if it was preparing for something bigger in the future. Mountain glow. Not everything that flies in the sky is a bird or an airplane. Sometimes we catch glimpses of something far more unusual. One tourist in the mountains had just that experience when he noticed an oddly shaped object hovering above. At first, he thought it could be a cryptid, but then a sudden glow of light emitted from it. Before he could process what was happening, the object quickly disappeared behind a mountain. That's when he realized he had seen a UFO. The strange sighting made him rethink his mountain adventures, and he couldn't shake the thought that maybe, just maybe, the mountains hid a secret alien base. He wasn't quite ready to find out. Phantom flight.
What is that?
A passenger aboard a plane flying over the Aegean Sea captured footage of a bizarre object flying alongside the aircraft. It appeared shadowy, performing moves that seemed impossible for any known aircraft. The passengers speculated it was a UFO given its strange design and incredible speed. Just when they thought it couldn't get any stranger, that flight mysteriously went missing. Some believe the UFO may have been responsible, possibly even abducting the plane. Authorities are still searching for the missing passengers, with no trace of the plane or its crew found yet.
Holy
Star descent. While exploring the mountains, a visitor came face to face with a bizarre star-shaped object in the sky. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before, so he started recording it. As he filmed, the object slowly descended into the nearby woods, vanishing completely from sight. He uploaded the footage online, and people quickly became convinced it was a UFO. The woods seemed to be the craft's home. This wasn't the only sighting. A similar craft was reported by a local in a nearby city. If these were UFOs, then these were some of the clearest sightings ever captured. Sacred hover. On January 29th, 2011, a strange glowing white object was seen hovering over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Locals initially thought it might be a meteor or a shooting star, but it wasn't. It just stayed there, suspended in the sky. Many believed it was a UFO. The Dome of the Rock is an ancient and significant site, and some people think it sits on special energy lines that connect places around the world. Perhaps the UFO appeared to study this energy, or observe a location that has been sacred for thousands of years. Or maybe it had another purpose altogether. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Orb Response.
You know Jesus. You know Jesus.
A woman stepped out on her balcony, eager to gaze at the stars, but what she saw left her speechless. A strange glowing orb hovering in the sky. Its surface shimmered with odd markings, and when she spoke to it, the orb shifted, almost as if responding to her.
Jesus loves me.
At first, she wondered if it was a sign from above, perhaps a divine presence, but the more she thought about it, the more the possibility of it being a UFO seemed just as likely. Was this the start of something new for humanity? One thing was certain, everyone would be watching closely for what came next.
Jesus is awesome, isn't he?
Sky Pyramid. Over Moscow's Kremlin, something massive appeared in the sky. At first, no one could make sense of it. A strange shape hovered silently above the famous Red Square. It looked out of place, like nothing anyone had ever seen before. People said it resembled a giant pyramid, and some even believed it was as big as a mile wide, while authorities stayed silent, leaving many to wonder what exactly they had witnessed. Eventually, it was later confirmed to be a UFO, a sign that extraterrestrial beings might be studying Earth's key locations, like the Kremlin, which holds deep historical and political significance. Beam memory. A strange incident occurred when a local saw a disc-shaped object flying low in the sky, and the event reminded many of something that happened years ago in a small town. In 1975, a group of workers saw a glowing object in the forest. One of them went to check it out, but suddenly a bright beam of light hit him and he was thrown back. His co-workers, terrified, fled the scene, leaving him behind. He was missing for 5 days, and when he returned, he had no clear memory of what happened, only flashes of strange beings and experiments. Rumors claimed it was a UFO and the man was taken, abducted by none other than beings from beyond our world. Alien. Hidden portal. Above the rocky hill, a tourist came across an odd object in the sky. It was triangle-shaped and didn't fly like a normal aircraft. Instead, it hovered quietly in one place, slowly spinning. There was no sound, no movement, just a strange stillness around it. The longer he looked, the stranger it felt. It wasn't acting like anything human-made. An instant thought crossed his mind. It had to be a UFO, and what if it wasn't just floating there? What if it was waiting? Maybe there was a hidden portal inside the rocky hill, ready to open. Like the magical cave from Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, maybe this too was guarding a secret entrance to another world. Silent Watcher.
Spaceship.
Traffic had come to a sudden stop on a highway in Passaic, New Jersey on September 14th. A local stepped out of his car to see what was going on. That's when he noticed it, a strange object hovering in the sky. It had a bluish glow inside, quietly staying in one place, almost like it was observing everything below. Others on the road started filming the odd sight. Many believed it was a UFO. Maybe aliens are watching how fast we're growing, technologically and socially, tracking our progress, and waiting for the right time when we're ready for something more.
Yo, look at that.
Open discussion. A driver was heading home when he looked up and was stunned by what he saw. He spotted an odd craft flying so low, keeping pace with his car. He was quickly able to recognize it to be a low-flying UFO. Unlike most UFOs, this one looked to be quite old and severely damaged, as well as if it were returning from an aerial combat, with no strings attached and the craft looking to be quite genuine until it flew away gradually. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.